Crashing waves, screaming wind, sideways rain. Most of us slam the door and hunker down until the forecast clears. But sometimes storms don't just expose loose roof shingles, they crack open the deep. In the chaos, cameras have captured creatures so rare they seem stitched together by a special effects team. Tonight we're diving into documented moments where real animals were filmed bursting out of the ocean during violent weather. The morning after Hurricane Harvey sounded like a war zone, until someone noticed a mouthful of daggers half buried in the mud. When birder Preeti Deze walked Texas City Beach to survey storm damage, she found what looked like a fanged sea snake curled in a crater of sludge. Twitter sleuthing reached Dr. Kenneth Teege at the Smithsonian, who identified the corpse as a fang-toothed snake eel, a deep-sea ambush predator usually hiding 100 meters or 330 feet down. Harvey's 12-foot surge and 800-mile-per-hour winds effectively vacuumed the eel from its burrow and launched it ashore. Biologists noted that the soft, scaleless skin meant the eel would have shredded easily without the storm's sudden hydraulic punch, making Harvey one of the only reasons we've ever seen this species topside. Forget Hollywood hoaxes. This time the shark thrashing through a front yard was verified frame by frame. As Ian's storm surge turned cul-de-sacs into canals, resident Dominic Cameretta shot cell phone footage of a dorsal fin carving across floodwater outside his window. Snopes, marine biologists, and the Associated Press reviewed the clip and matched its outline to a juvenile black tip or bull shark displaced by a 12-foot surge. The fish, around 4 feet long, likely entered the flooded estuary chasing mullet, then rode the surge inland. When the waters receded, the shark was flushed back toward the river, but not before racking up 20 million TikTok views. Imagine walking on empty seabed only to spot two 1-ton mercows heaving for breath in the blazing sun. Hurricane Irma's low-pressure eye literally sucked Sarasota Bay out to sea, leaving bare mudflats and 2 adult manatees stranded like overturned trucks. Photos posted by locals went viral, summoning dozens of volunteers who rolled the 3-meter mammals onto tarps and slid them 100 meters back to deep water. Experts explained that rapid barometric drops can disorient manatees, which surface to breathe and then they find the waterline suddenly gone. Thanks to quick community action, both animals survived, turning a potential tragedy into a feel-good rescue amid the Category 4 chaos. Anglers casting into chocolate brown surf suddenly watched a 16-foot shadow backflip beside the pier. 3 days after Hurricane Sally's eye wall shredded Alabama's coast, fishermen near Fort Morgan filmed a giant oceanic manta ray executing barrel rolls only 30 meters from shore. Normally roaming tropical open oceans, these giants follow plankton blooms. Sally's 20 inches of rain washed a banquet of nutrients into nearshore waters. Marine ecologists say the storm's churning mixed warm Gulf surface layers downward, creating the temperature gradient mantas prefer. The surprise cameo added storm-chasing manta to the list of Sally's bizarre side effects and offered researchers a rare northern Gulf sighting for the species tracking database. Lightning flashes, and in that split second you see a dinosaur coasting past your SUV. Tina Lambert Bennett's doorbell cam captured a 3.5 meter or 12-foot American alligator paddling down her flooded driveway as Hurricane Sally's surge peaked at 6 feet. Alligators tolerate brackish water for short periods, so coastal storms can lift them out of bayous and onto urban streets. Wildlife officials later tracked the reptile back to Little Lagoon marshland once waters subsided. A Reuters fact check traced the footage's origin after copycats falsely claimed it showed other storms, proof that Sally's viral gator remains the gold standard for see you later alligator content. Folklore says the sea gods send an oarfish before disaster. This one arrived just hours after a night of typhoon-driven waves. Villagers in Albay awoke to a 4-meter giant oarfish rippling like silver ribbon on the beach. The fish's fragile bones and scaleless body make it prone to injury from turbulent upwelling. Local legend claims oarfish herald earthquakes. Scientists counter that storm damage and pressure trauma are likelier culprits. Still, the rarity of seeing a deep-sea sea serpent alive made headlines worldwide, and fair enough. Seeing one of these things really makes you understand where the tales of sea serpents come from. Half the carcass was unfortunately sold at the fish market before biologists could secure samples, underscoring how quickly folklore can mix with fisheries when curiosity meets commerce. Three brothers scouting dive spots nearly drove over a 14-foot giant squid sprawled across the asphalt. A fierce Antarctic blast pummeled Wellington's south coast, and the next low tide revealed a giant squid. Mantle 4.2 meters, tentacles shredded by rocks at Red Rocks Reserve. Divers Jack, Daniel, and Matthew Applin phoned NIWA scientists who measured beak size to confirm full adult status. Extreme low-pressure systems can stun deep-dwelling squid, causing fatal buoyancy loss that sends them rocketing to the surface like balloons. Samples from this individual fed into global DNA studies mapping giant squid populations, turning a freak beach day into a data windfall for cephalopod science. Subsea cameras caught an octopus literally white-knuckling basalt as 40-foot waves smashed the surface above. During November's bomb cyclone, Ocean Networks Canada's observatory at Folger Pinnacle filmed a giant Pacific octopus flattening itself against rock outcrops while currents whipped kelp sideways. The cephalopod folded its web between arms, reducing drag, a behavior scientists had hypothesized but never observed before. Sensors recorded dissolved oxygen drops and turbidity spikes, offering rare paired data on how extreme weather affects benthic hunters. When conditions calmed 18 hours later, the octopus released its death grip and glided off unscathed, proving storm survival is possible hundreds of feet down, especially if you have 8 anchors. Commuters thought the tentacled blob in the elevator bay was a Halloween prank until it darted for a floor drain. A seasonal king tide amplified by offshore squalls pushed seawater through storm water drains onto a multi-story garage on 14th Street in Miami Beach in 2016. Along for the ride was a common octopus roughly the size of a dinner plate. Photos hit Twitter, prompting city staff to trap the animal in a bucket and return it to the bay. Marine engineers later used the incident to illustrate how rising seas and heavier rain events can convert drainage systems into reverse fire hoses, complete with free swimming hitchhikers. Deputies responding to dune-crushing surf found a fish wider than an SUV pancaked in ankle-deep foam. February's potent nor'easter funneled 15-foot breakers onto Volusia County, beaching a mola mola, or an ocean sunfish, weighing an estimated 300 kilograms. Body cam video shows officers comparing the fish to a slimy Roomba while using a stretcher board and rip current timing to slide it back into deeper water. According to NOAA, sunfish lack swim bladders and rely on dive and glide routines. Sudden pressure changes during storms can leave them stuck near the surface and vulnerable to shoreward currents. The fish powered off once afloat, closing our list with a rare, happy ending caught on official tape. Alright guys, that has been our list for today. Thanks so much for checking it out. I've been your host today, Olivia Kozlowski, and I will see you again soon. Goodbye.